Hello and happy Friday. Woohoo! The weekend will soon be upon us. Um, and this is our last home learning until we go back to school. So I'm really excited to go back to school. All the other teachers are as well. I'm sure you guys are, and your parents will be as well. So it'd be great to see everyone on Monday. Um, Before then, though, let's finish our reading for the week. And today we're focusing on using our interpret skills or our inference skills. Do you remember on Monday we looked at explain, where we were looking at new pieces of vocabulary and finding out the meanings. On Tuesday, we were retrieving information, using our retrieval skills to answer questions. And today we're going to be interpreting or using our inference skills to answer some questions. So first of all, in a similar fashion to always, we have a picture to look at and some questions to answer about the picture. So I'm going to be looking this way slightly. So that's where the picture is for me. So first of all, we have our explain. Okay, and the question is, what does the word gaze mean? What does the word gaze mean? So I want you to pause your video and have a go at that. What does the word gaze mean? So the word gaze means to, it's a synonym of look, but usually when you're gazing, you're looking steadily and intently at something, often in admiration. When you admire something, like, whoa. And here you can see our two characters, Sully and Boo, are looking at each other, admiring, they're kind of gazing, they're looking into each other's eyes steadily, okay? Number two, what colour or top is the girl wearing? Now, that's a retrieval question because the answer you can retrieve from the picture. Okay, I won't get you to pause your video for this one. I'm sure you guys can see that the girl is wearing a pink top, or maybe faded salmon. There we go, so pink top. Okay, what time of day do you think it is? So it doesn't tell us what time of day it is, but we can use our inference skills, interpret to use the clues to work it out. So we can see that the character Boo is in bed, which makes me think that it's either sometime in the morning or late at night. Because usually, unless you enjoy a nap during the day, which I'll admit I do, you're usually in bed in the morning or the evening. Okay, but I can see that there's not really any sunlight. It's quite dark, so I think we can infer that the time of day it is nighttime. Okay, it's bedtime, nighttime, late in the evening. For our interpret. And lastly, how has the illustrator shown that the two characters care for one another? So I want you to pause your video and have a go at that one now. Okay, so the characters, I think the illustrator has shown that they care about one another because they're looking into each other's eyes, and as well they're holding hands, okay, or holding claws or paws. So you can see that, so they're looking at each other with wide eyes and they're holding one another's hands. So well done if you managed to get those four correct, or three of them correct, or however many correct. And now we'll move on to our ambush text, which you guys should know really well by now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read it out for you guys, and then I'm going to talk you through the infer or inference questions that we're going to answer. So, ambush. Be careful. We don't want to see any movement in the trees. Robin Hood's voice was hushed but fierce. I've been serving him faithfully now for nearly a year, and it upset me that he didn't trust me yet. This was my first night hunting with him, and I didn't want to let him down. I didn't reply. Instead, I squeezed myself up into a smaller ball in the thick bough of a tree. I tried my hardest to stay quiet, but I felt a sneeze building to the back of my nose. It was hard, but I managed to snuffle it out in my thick woolen sleeve. I heard my master sigh under his breath. Have we had any word from John yet? I asked after a long silence. Again he sighed. Have you seen that big giant of a man come running down the road? He asked with strained patience. I shook my head. The night passed slowly. I didn't dare speak after that. I was worried it would provoke him further. Once more I was silent. Whilst training in the heart of Sherwood Forest, I'd assumed I'd get to use all of my skills tonight. True, I wasn't very good with a bow, but my swordsmanship was one of the best in my group. My fine cloak had been a gift from Robin when I'd sworn allegiance to his men. Its thick fibres were certainly keeping the chill from my bones, the chill air from my bones. Unable to help myself, I asked, Have you had any luck on this road before? Several times, he answered with a nod. The main road to London passes by not far from here. There are lots of dangerous men on that road, so the wealthy travellers normally use these more sheltered roads. And that's where we attack them, I asked with what I thought was enthusiasm. We don't attack unless we can help it. If we can help it. John will give them the option of paying to pass. If they refuse, then we have no choice. As if out of nowhere, I heard the low rumble of a cart on the track. A piercing whistle came from directly below my branch. I looked down and I saw the broad back of Little John. How would somebody his size manage to sneak so close to me? One day, take a minute to watch him move, Robin Hood said, as if he'd read my mind. I didn't have time now to watch him. He was striding out into the middle of the road, just in time for the cart to pull up. What the devil are you doing? The driver was clearly in no mood to surrender to our demands. This is a toll path. Little John's voice was calm. It didn't need to be big or loud. His size did that for him. Over my dead body, the driver banged on the roof of the carriage and several armed guards stepped out. That can be arranged, said Robin, as he dropped from the tree and drew his sword. Take them as a prisoner if you can. They're worth more that way. Okay, so there is our ambush text, and you'll find this in your home learning. And here are our questions. So we're looking at interpret today, and I have 6 questions for you guys to answer. So the first question for you to answer is, why did Robin Hood speak in a hushed voice? And remember, we looked at the word hushed on Monday during our explain lesson. Okay, why did Robin Hood speak in a hushed voice? Question number 2. Why did Robin sigh under his breath? Why did Robin sigh under his breath? Question number 3. The author decided to sneeze into his elbow. Why did he do this? So we know that the author did sneeze into his elbow. Do we know why exactly? Does the author say, I sneezed into my elbow because, or can we use the clues from the text to help us? Question number 4. Why do you think the author wrote, I didn't dare speak again after that? Okay, and question number 5. What time of day do you think it was and why? And question number 6. Why do you think that wealthy travellers want to use the more sheltered roads? And again, we looked at the word sheltered on Monday during our explain lesson. If you can remember that, that'd be helpful. So I'm going to leave you with those 6 questions. So what I'd like you to do is pause your video in a moment and work your way through those 6 questions. You can either rewind the YouTube video and go back to look at the text, or look in your home learning, and I will go through the answers. Well, just press play when you're ready to go through the answers. So if you pause when you're ready, and then I'll take you through the answers. Super, great. Guys, and I hope you managed to get on well with the interpret, with the inference questions. I'm going to go through the answers now. I'll be looking over this way slightly because that's where I've got the piece of text. So yeah, let's go through them together. So number 1, why did Robin Hood speak in a hushed voice? So we know that he spoke in a hushed voice because it says here his voice was hushed but fierce. Now we know that the title of the text is called Ambush, and in an ambush, as we discovered on Monday, an ambush is like an attack that happens where you are hiding or laying in wait and you're waiting for the right moment to strike. And obviously the ambush wouldn't be very successful if the people they were about to rob heard them coming. So he was speaking in a hushed voice that to stay hidden. Okay. Number 2, why did Robin sigh under his breath? The sigh is like a okay. It's normally something you do when you're a bit annoyed or a bit frustrated. Okay. Let's see, why do we think he did that? Squeeze myself into a smaller ball. I'm looking for the text where it tells me that he sighed and reading around it and then trying to work out why he sighed. Okay, let's have a look. Any word from John yet? I asked. Or again, he sighed. So he sighed twice. Okay, where was the first time? Let's have a look. It was hard, but I managed to snuffle it. I heard my master sigh under his breath. So we can see that the author has sneezed. So they're trying to be really, really quiet and speaking quietly. And the author's got and sneezed into his cloak. And obviously Robin Hood isn't very amused by that because he could ruin the plan. So he sighed because I think he's getting a little bit annoyed, a little bit frustrated by the author, by the person who wrote this. Okay, question number 3. The author decided to sneeze into his elbow. Why did he do this? Again, we know that the author had to sneeze and managed to sneeze into his sleeve. Now, again, it links back to the fact that they're hiding, that they're ambushing. And obviously, sneezes can be very, very noisy, very, very loud. So he decided to sneeze into his elbow so as to make as quiet a sound as possible. And you guys might have done that yourself. You might be at a lesson, you might be out in public, you might be doing something quietly, you might not be wanting to wake up a sibling. And you've got a sneeze or cough, you're trying to do it really, really, really quietly. Okay, and that's what the author was trying to do here. Number 4, why do you think the author wrote, I didn't dare speak again after that? Okay, the night passed slowly. I didn't dare speak again after that. I was worried it would provoke him further. Again, so we know that Robin Hood, his master, has sighed twice already. So he's getting a little bit annoyed with him, and our character, the author's worried that he's going to keep annoying or making Robin Hood angry or getting Robin Hood annoyed, and he doesn't want to do that because it's his first time he's been out hunting with him. He wants to leave a good impression. So we can assume that he didn't dare speak again because he wanted to stop annoying Robin Hood, and Robin Hood was growing a bit tired of the author, the character in this case. What time of day do you think it was and why? It doesn't tell us what time of day it was, but 2 main clues that I kind of pieced together, that I inferred. One of which was that it was chilly. Okay, that it was cold. We know that when the sun goes down in the evening, it becomes a lot colder in the air. It's a lot chillier, a lot colder. So we know that it was quite cold. Okay, I mean, it can be cold in the middle of the day as well, but it's more likely to be cold at night. And the other clue, main clue, is that it was an ambush. They were jumping out to attack them. So I imagine it was probably dark. So imagine it was late at night. If you're hiding from someone, you don't normally, if you're attacking someone, you don't normally hide when it's bright daylight, because it'd be really easy to spot. So I imagine it's dark and it's cold, so it's quite late at night, I would imagine. Okay. And number 6, why do you think that wealthy travellers wanted to use more sheltered roads? So we already know from the text that they wanted to use sheltered roads. We can see over here lots of dangerous men on the main road. Okay, and if they're wealthy travelers, they want to avoid dangerous men, because if they're wealthy and they have lots of money, lots of possessions, lots of wealth with them whilst they're traveling, then they're a target, aren't they, for thieves and burglars and people that might want to do them harm. So they went to the more sheltered roads where they're a bit more protected. Okay, so they didn't want to, so they wanted to use a more sheltered road so that they were able to keep a bit safer. Okay, well, I hope you guys did okay with the questions. I'm sure, guys, you worked really hard to infer and interpret and use your inference skills and the clues in the text to help you. So this video has been useful, and I will catch you soon. See you all on Monday in school. Take care. Bye-bye.